Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And there's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, 26th of October, 20th of CHESHVAN. Today, we're going to discuss the topic of meat, raw meat, frozen meat, and whether it's Muktza, and some situations where that might be important. First, let's go directly to the Shulchan Aruch. Here it is. The Shulchan Aruch says, Basar chai, that's raw meat, afilu tafel, she'ena maluach klal, even if it's not salted at all, mutter l'taltalo. It's still okay to move it around because it has some uses. Okay, that's how this discussion starts out. That's the Shulchan Aruch saying that raw meat, even if it's not salted at all, it still has some uses, and therefore you can move it around. However, let's go here to the Aruch HaShulchan, who says, like, based on the way people are today about raw meat, miu ladina, but according to the law, ladidan, according to us now, the way people act in our era, kol basar chai, all raw meat, muktzahu. Salted, not salted, or whatever, raw meat is muksa. De'ein anu ochlen basar chai klal. Because no regular people eat raw meat today, and therefore the Aruch HaShulchan says that raw meat is considered muktzah today. Now, the reason I'm on this is because you could, I don't think it's a typical situation, but you could have yourself an issue where there's a power failure. Let's say the power failure started early Friday. You had a lot of expensive meat in your freezer, and you're worried about that meat in the freezer, but you figure you're doing what they all tell you, which is it's okay if there's meat in your freezer, just don't open the door and it'll be fine for a while. Okay, but that was Friday morning, and now it's the middle of Shabbos and it's ongoing, the power failure is still there. You're starting to worry about that meat that's in your freezer. And so you want to know, can I move the raw frozen meat that's inside of my freezer, maybe over to a neighbor whose freezer is working? The Shevet HaLevi says no, you're not allowed. Raw frozen meat is muktzah, and muktzah is not allowed to be moved even when there's loss involved. So you can't move the frozen muktzah meat from your freezer. Now, we don't want all that meat to go to waste. What you could do is ask a friend to bring over ice, quickly open the door of your freezer, shove in a bunch of ice into the freezer, and hopefully that will help. That is totally allowed. The Mishnah Brura, based on a Magen Avram, says that in situations of great financial loss, then you could ask a non-Jew to move the stuff for you in situations of great financial loss. If you're ever in such a situation and you're wondering what's called great financial loss, $100, $1,000, $10,000 of meat. So you would ask your rabbi in that situation if you might have permission to ask a non-Jew to move your meat in the freezer that's not working over to a neighbor's freezer. And if you're going to be doing it, it's probably best to be doing it through hinting and not directly asking him, because the Mishnah Brura, based on that Magen Avram, who says in cases of great loss, not everyone's agreeing to it. So with hinting, it would be even better. I'm not deciding this matter for you, just showing you some of the parameters when you're working with raw meat, raw frozen meat, muktzah, and great loss to meat. So now you know some of the parameters. Now you know what questions to be asking your rabbi if that situation happens to you. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.